Alright, now let's take a look at Rusirius, and he also is pretty much fully painted in this gunmetal gray, silver, metallic red, tampo details. He's number 8, so he's got 8 tampoed all over. Nice white details kind of all over. They really did a good job on the paint details. Here's the back. Some nice boosters here on the back of his arms. There is a little bit of open gappage here on the back of the legs. Now this one is like a side character, really meant for become the foot. So it's not like a full-blown figure like the rest of them, but still pretty good for, becoming a foot. Whereas articulation, the head can go way up, all the way up to there, way down to there, side to side, and rotate all the way around. And it's got a really nice articulation because part of that's transformation, but it does work. Shoulders rotate all the way around at a friction joint. But you can also move the arm independently. It's a very interesting joint. I've never seen this kind of disc ball. So it's like a ball, but it's got a disc in it. It's very squeaky, by the way. Up to there, back to there on the disc separately. And then the ball itself can go out to there. So that's kind of cool. I really haven't seen anything like that. Your rotation at the bicep. It's a double jointed elbow, so you get to the full bend. And again, very nice tolerances. The only thing that's not great is this is a little squeaky, but the rest of it's pretty nicely toleranced. For the rotation of the bicep I mentioned, you have a rotation at the wrist. And initially I didn't even think they had opening hands, but they actually do. So you have a single pin for the hands, all the fingers move together. The rotation at the waist, lift up the arms. And you can rotate it here. It's a little bit on the tight side, but it does work. If you lift up the hip skirt out of the way, the leg will rotate forward, and this sometimes comes out. But up to there, it's a little weird the way it works. Don't love this joint, to be honest. It's kind of too tight. This is one of the only things on the set I've looked at so far is it's just too tight. But back to there, out to the side, goes pretty high. Squeaky squeak. Rotation at the thigh at a cut joint. Double jointed knee. So there's a joint here and here. So you can kind of see a little bit of that automorphing. That's advanced, so that's how you tell this is not this company's first figure or first combiner, right? That's something more advanced. But it does get you past the 90 degrees just because there's 2. You can actually go backwards also. Reverse knee bend. This is also on a ball joint, so you can go out to there, forward, any direction you need it to. Now on the foot, you have rotation this way and that way. Tilt forward and backwards. The ankle itself can move. It's mostly for transformation, but it can move itself. And you have a rotation at the foot as well. For his weapons, other than these kind of shoulder-mounted missiles here, you've got this gun, done in the same gunmetal gray, white tampo detail. Again, he has his number here. The maroon, all that looks good. And this will just fit in the hand. It's kind of a weird fit because this one doesn't actually have a tab. So you just open the hand a little bit, get this in here, and then close it up. And this is just on a slider, so. There you go. There he is with that gun. It's alright, not a bad gun. And for quick size comparisons, there it is next to the Transform Element Optimus Prime and the actual Masterpiece Optimus Primal. Obviously very, very different design. Doesn't even really look like him, but that's the closest I could think of. So this is really big. It's a really big body. It's bigger than Optimus. This guy is more in line with like a Carbot or a smaller scale. But they look good together. Will fit in with a nice MP collection. All right, now let's get Rusirius into his wolf mode or beast mode. And he's got some similar features, but it is a different transformation. So go ahead, open up this panel here. Actually, you want to fold arm down. They'll give you enough room to rotate that. Make sure the hand's closed all the way. We're going to open up this panel here. You want to rotate the hand down first, and then that'll allow you to get this unpegged, and then you can rotate the hand up and in. The end game is to get this tabbed in here, but you need to go down. Now going back into the robot mode, just remember that sequence because you do need to do it in that order. And once you do that, you can bring this down. That's going to come all the way around, peg into there. And then you can bring his foot down. Right, so that's one side done. You can just rotate it up. So same thing on this side. We're going to do that off camera just to save some time. All right, next we'll take care of the head and chest area. So go ahead and open up this here. I want to get this panel flipped forward. The head is going to flip down and then rotate around. So it sits like that. This panel back here, you're going to flip basically all the way down so that black panel is going inside. And the head's going to go past that and sit right there. Now you're going to open up this panel here in the front. And it's a little hidden panel there, but open that up. This is going to tab in, so this piece here is going to go into that tab. It's going to go into that black piece there, and then the hole is going to be filled by the back of his head, that red piece. So you kind of have to hold this and push that in, and then make sure the head piece gets in there. Right? So keep a thumb on here. You're going to bring this head piece down, and that's going to come all the way around. You're going to rotate this wolf head. That tab's going to go right into that slot, so get that all the way down, and there's your head. All right, next we'll take care of the legs, and this part is kind of weird. I don't really like how it transforms, but go ahead and first take the hip skirts. They're just going to fold up and just sit right here. Just kind of get out of the way. Make sure you straighten up the waist so it's perfectly straight here. Then we're going to take these legs, and this part I don't like. It's very tight. That's one of the main reasons I don't like it. Now, you can just rotate the leg 180 degrees, and you could make it work, but I think they want the hips the other way. Now, this copy, it's very tight. You can hear it squeaky. So what you really want to do is rotate that all the way around, and it just feels bad. Down here, up here, down on the foot, and then fold in the heel. So you have something like this. That's what they want. Now, you can get this same effect a lot easier by just rotating the leg. So I'll show you that. Rotate your leg, and you're going to rotate down on the red piece, up on this piece, down on the ankle, up on the heel spur. And you'll notice I didn't need to rotate that hip. I don't really see the purpose or the need. I guess it brings it outwards. You can see how this one's sitting in further, whereas this one's sitting out this direction. So maybe that's the reason why. But because it's so tight, I just advise doing it this way by just rotating the leg around and doing it like that. But again, of course, if the official transformation is supposed to be like this. Then you can take these and just fold those down. They might be flipped back or whatever, but you can just angle those however you like. Last bit here, go ahead and take this, which is going to become the tail. And that's basically going to slide down into this rail. So get this lined up, slide that down, and then you can kind of lift this up to make the tail. And there's Rusirius in his wolf mode. Not too shabby. It's got a nice looking wolf head. And it does like to come off this joint, so you gotta hold this down and get it really pegged in there. But you can rotate the head down and up, and it can go side to side. I believe you can open the mouth. You got some nice sharp teeth there. That looks pretty good. The shoulder cannons can rotate, or the shoulders can rotate. This is basically the same articulation before, but rotates around there, up down there, forward on this little disc hinge ball. Rotation at the bicep, forward movement there for the legs. So you can get it kind of posed. The toes, the ankles can move back and forth, and then the toe itself is on a ball joint, so it goes side to side, forward and backwards. So you can kind of get him in a running or whatever, walking pose. Rear legs will go in and out on this. Now I showed you, I have it the way I prefer, but they really want it flipped around so you get it a little bit further out. For me personally though, this is just fine. This allows you to get movement here at the hip, movement here at the knee, movement here at the ankle. The leg is on a ball joint, so it goes, or the foot goes forward and backwards, side to side, and tilt. So you get all that movement. The tail itself will go up and down here and rotate. That's on a ball joint. You can get any direction. Although I think it looks best just angled just a little bit up. And for some quick size comparisons, there they are next to MP10 Optimus Prime and the CangToys Scoria or Slag. And these are big. I mean, this is very big. The Wolf is smaller, but you know, it kind of makes sense. So just for sense of scale, it is a very big gorilla. So final recommendations on the CangToys, Gorilla, and Rusirius. And I basically feel the exact same way as I did with a huge rhino. I'm going to say 4 out of 5. I was very close to giving it a 5, but what holds me back is the kind of very stylized look of these guys. And it's hard to hold that against something like this, but because of that, it's not something I'd buy for myself, even though this is a really good set. The robot modes look great. They got all the posability you would want. Really high quality materials. There's die cast in it. The paint is excellent on all these figures. It's very well painted. You got plenty of accessories, plenty of looks for them. You know, you can change it up. Everything works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just that I have no connection to this character. Now, I still can't speak to combined mode, so I'm saving that for the combined mode video. But as far as robot mode and beast modes, they're very well done. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.